Travis went good so. Since the majority of my viewers are men, even though you guys don't have very good attention spans, as the analytics tells me, the cougar generation of women are the ones who listen to me the most. My mom's generation, yeah, my mom never listened to me. And it shows for that generation. But basketball, we'll do sports. I know basketball is big in Utah, not as big as football, but I guess I could use Steve Young as an example. But Michael Jordan, he played in that championship game here in Utah, as he had a temperature of over 100 degrees and still scored 43 points to win that game, which had tears running down my face. It was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. Yeah, you remember. Michael Jordan. How did he become the god of basketball? Did it just come naturally? Did he just have a positive mental attitude? 98% positive mental attitude, only 2% work ethic. Seriously? Anybody fall for that? Jordan didn't. He couldn't play basketball. He sucked as a kid. So how did he do it? Well, he held to the rod, the iron rod. Remember that from the Book of Mormon? He had to give heed to his coaches. He had to give heed to the physics behind playing the game. And he had to work at it. 98% working at it. And over time, he became the god of basketball. He got that award. And you may think, well, he doesn't have the highest points per game. That's because he learned to share. It's his team that became him and an emulation of him. If they could be like Mike, they did, they were the best. Technically, they only needed Pippen and Rodman, but you have to have two more guys in order to qualify to play. And so, yeah, in relationships, you have all these Mormons who fall in love before their mission, then the guys go on his mission, and then he gets a Dear John. What happened? I thought she loved me. It's because you separated before getting to the tree of life. She didn't hold to the rod, the iron rod, because you were gone on your mission, and she couldn't wait. She tried to get the feeling again by holding somebody else's rod, the iron rod. Or maybe she decided, I'm going to go on a mission too, and so she didn't hold to anybody's rod, the iron rod. And so, yes, as a missionary, you can't be a good missionary if you're not holding to the rod, the iron rod. You see a pattern here. If you're trying to get that feeling again, you've never even held to the rod. You never got to a tree of life. And so if you're thinking that, oh no, a week without church, I need that feeling again. Oh no, I need to read my scriptures, I can't get that feeling again. I need to pray, I don't have that feeling again. Got to go to the temple, don't have that feeling again. You seeing a pattern here? You keep having to need to get that feeling again because you never got to the tree of life. Spiritual witness doesn't cut it. That's not the tree of life. That's the feeling that you keep trying to get back because you never hold to the rod, the iron rod, to get to the tree of life. And so if you're not holding to the rod, the iron rod, where are you going? Yeah, we all know the story. And so, the latter days. The first question on every Mormon's mind is when. If it's not, why not? You're not holding to the rod, the iron rod. Specifically, the Book of Mormon. We're Mormons. What's our keystone scripture? The Book of Mormon. The rod, the iron rod. Do you think maybe the Book of Mormon might have some clues as to when? You never thought of that, did you? You kept trying to get that feeling again by continually reading, pondering, and praying. Or maybe you gave up and tossed the feeling aside, thinking you knew of yourself, and just keep remembering that feeling that you once had. It's not a complicated doctrine, Mormons. You cannot get to the tree of life without holding to the rod, the iron rod. How are you going to keep yourself from being deceived by a false prophet? You think I am. Did anything I just presented to you, was that false? Why not? I'm supposed to be the evil apostate, Korahor, antichrist, blah blah blah. What am I doing preaching the Book of Mormon to you? Because I'm an elder, and it is my duty to teach the scriptures, to warn you of the second coming, as you believe it's called. Now, you're now going, what? Yeah, because you didn't hold to the rod, the iron rod, to find out what is it about the learning of the Jews that Mormons are supposed to be. Do Jews believe in a second coming? Do Jews even believe in a Christ? You don't know, do you? You didn't hold to the rod, the iron rod. What is this about Egyptian? You didn't hold to the rod, the iron rod. And so what about John the Revelator? You didn't hold to the rod, the iron rod. It's not complicated, guys. All you had to do was one thing, and that was hold to the rod, the iron rod, so that you can be prepared, so that you would know the signs when they came, because the signs give the date of when they're coming. And they've come, and there is no Zion, because Mormons didn't hold to the rod, the iron rod. You think that you're Christian, that he's going to come from outer space, zap all the wicked, so that you only have to have a 98% positive mental attitude and 2% effort to click on your TV to watch it all on the news. You guys take upon yourselves the name Christ. It's you guys who were supposed to build Zion, the city of refuge, the place of peace, the place of refuge. And it doesn't exist because you kept trying to get that feeling again rather than holding to the rod, the iron rod. And now we have the consequences. The entire destruction of Mormons. Just like the Book of Mormon warned. The entire destruction of the Nephites. The entire destruction of the Jaredites. The entire destruction of the Jerusalemites. You didn't pay attention. You didn't hold to the rod, the iron rod.